Joined here by Bowie, and D'Angelo, obviously, the biggest question to ask is you had the game of the life there against USD. When you came into the game, did you expect to have that kind of performance?
The whole week I've been envisioning it. You know, Coach Clark always preaches to us visualization. So all week, yes, I've pretty much been thinking about making big plays, and when the game came, it was just pretty natural.
And you had to. When did you start to feel it was kind of going to be your day? You know, early on you had a couple big plays, but then you had that 86-yarder later in the game.
Yes.
But when did you kind of feel like this might be kind of a big game for you?
Honestly, it was after my first catch, the hitch. Ran a play and I had a hitch route, and I took it for about 25, 30 yards, and then I knew. It felt like practice all over again. So then I knew.
And then for you, you know, you've had to buy your time. You know, last year you played in a few games, you only had a few catches. You know, the year before you redshirted. You know, you've been all over the place. You started out in Virginia, you went to Grossmont, you came here. Kind of just talk to me about your journey from Virginia to California to here. Like what led you to all those places?
Well, I didn't play high school football.
Okay.
I didn't have some issues went on. I didn't play high school football, but I always had dreams of playing collegiately. And I took a leap of faith to San Diego, went back home to where I was born, and had the opportunity to play at Grossmont College. And it was an amazing experience. From the coaching staff to the training staff, it was an amazing experience. I didn't play my first game there. I played like 2 plays, and then my first year, and then my second game, I started the rest of the season. Came into my sophomore season. Actually encouraged a lot of friends to come out there and play with me as well. And we had a ball that season, and I was able to make all conference that year.
And what led you to come to Western? You know, after you played your couple of years there, and was it just natural to come out here? Or?
Western was on me pretty hard. I was getting recruited from Division I's all the way down to NAIAs, and Western was the most consistent. You know, when little things here and there didn't work out with other schools, Western was the most consistent, and for about a year and a half, and I don't regret my choice at all.
And then what kept you hungry over the years, you know, because you come in your first year, you basically redshirted, didn't play. You played a little bit last year. What did you learn from some of the other guys? You know, you had a really good receiver in front of you, like Xavier Ayers, to learn from the last few years. You know, Larry Young was in there too. What did you learn from some of those guys that led you to this year?
I feel like those guys took me under their wing. You know, those guys I'm pretty good friends with, and Larry Young, he was a year older than me, 2 years older than me, so I would follow his journey until his chance to get into his shot at the NFL, and he always gave me good advice, as well as Xavier Ayers. I got a chance to play with and watch him for a year, and some of the things he did, he was just a system guy. He fit the system right, and he did things the right way here, and I'm trying to follow in those footsteps, but create my own path at the same time.
What was it like, you know, at Javia? You've had a chance to get chemistry with him, you know, playing with him last year and playing with him this year. What is it like playing with a quarterback like Javia?
It's pretty good. Shout out to Javia. It's pretty good. We actually made a sacrifice to stay here over the summer, for the majority of the summer, while everybody went home, and we just put that work in here at Scotts Park, day in and day out, on a weekly basis. One of our last workouts here in the summer, I had broke my pinky in the workout catching the ball. So that was another thing that I had to overcome this summer before even, you know, breaking this record.
And the last thing too, you know, when you mentioned about breaking the records, what does it mean to you to get, you know, the 19 receptions to break the Lone Star record? You get the Lone Star Conference Player of the Week. You got the D2 football. You saw that today come through. What does it mean to get all those accolades to you?
Honestly, it's an honor. First and foremost, I want to thank God for making all this possible, because, you know, last year I didn't get a chance to play like that, you know. But it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot, and it made me hungry. My first year came in here, I was really hungry, and I dominated in certain aspects like one-on-ones, and, you know, to me I was uncoverable. But then the NCAA cracked down on me due to a class that, you know, transfer class, and I had to redshirt. And I can honestly say it took until this summer for me to get that hunger back. And now I feel like the same way when I first came in here.
All right, D'Angelo, we appreciate it. Best of luck this season.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.